Alright, we're back at it, same day, because I'm enjoying this plane, and yeah, we are just a few hours, if that, off of when we landed. We've got it fueled up, we got it loaded up, we got 11 passengers. We're doing a short little hop over to Slovakia, to Piešťany, maybe? That's what it looks like it is. So we got 11 passengers that we are going to take over there. Let's get that all turned off, and we will go ahead and fire up. We are running even lower on fuel, just because we don't need a whole lot for this short hop. Do the quick easy start and get going. So, airport that we're headed to, 6,500 foot runway.
You're good to go.
Definitely not an issue for us. We are fairly light, so we should be able to get up off the ground. Did my settings stick? Let me just double check that. Okay, it did. Thought it didn't look terrible, but so, storms, we shouldn't have to deal with them, but you never know. Get this all fired up, and yeah, it's only going to be an 88-mile flight, so really nice short hop, and we may do that for a while around here. Just check out the area. Don't think we're going to have to get up in the air too high. I put this in while it's acquiring. We'll find out. Did it just break it? Yep. Alright, well, now we know. Don't do it while it's doing other things. Nailed it. That, I guess, make sure that this is all good. Looks like we are. Roll backwards here. It's actually not a bad thing. I may actually just reverse out of here. Cool. That worked. Oh man, this thing is so touchy. It's so touchy and laggy. Gotta be very careful with that. Have they paved the runway since we landed? Ugh. Oh my god. This wind just lifting up the wing. That is scary. Alright. Let's get a few things set up here. Let's get ourselves to 6,000 feet. What we did see coming in was a pretty cool castle, but not really a castle. in the sense that you normally get. It looked a bit modernized. So, alright, so we got 6,000 feet. We are going to be taking off to the east, heading directly east. Let's roll on to the whatever we got going on here with this runway. And go one click flaps here.
Have a safe trip. We hope you enjoyed your stay here. We'll look forward to welcoming you back soon.
Alright. We're up. Let's climb out here. It says it wants a pretty steep climb, so we're just going to go ahead and do that steep climb. Let's go ahead and activate. There we go. We got that. Activate nav. Should turn us to the left here. Double check that we are not overstressing the engine here, which we are. Pull this back a little bit in our climb. And we are out. I don't even know if we need 6,000. Just go 45. Probably gonna hurt us a little bit on airspeed, but or ground speed, but that's fine. It's gonna be a short flight anyway, so right now we are 38 minutes, but that is gonna pop up quite quickly. Or down, whichever way you want to say it. A little bit of haze from this cloud, but I think most clouds are going to be up above. Fuel flow at the moment, we are at 400 an hour. Bring that back. Very easy to pull a little fuel usage out of it. Okay. Got that. We're doing 145 right now, so it looks like we do have a pretty hefty headwind. Clouds just a little too low. Just make sure. I think it's all downhill from here, but okay, that's not true. So hopefully we don't get that pop up over and over, because that's really annoying. Wish you could disable those pop-ups. I've had it come up before, but right now it looks like we're good. A little bit of haze here, not too big of a deal. Got some rolling hills back this way. We are about to cross over Uttenthal. Oh, we do have a little bit of icing from this. Okay. Let's just get that solved. I don't know what the intake deflector does, but I don't think we need it here. We'll go auto on that. I didn't turn on pitot, did I? Or the bleed air is on. We didn't do a whole lot of things that we were supposed to. Yeah, just a little icing on the left side window. Got it. I guess we do have a little bit on the windshield. Let's go ahead and turn that on. I think with that, we'll just go ahead and drop down to 35. Just get out of this moisture. We don't have too much of a need to get up higher. We could get above these clouds, but we'll just stay below them. I enjoy sightseeing, although the sights are getting pretty horrible looking because the bandwidth is bad and we've got icing over the windows, which makes it look a little worse too. If we start seeing yellow ahead, we'll level off, but I think we're going to be fine. Ground speed's just not going to be great. Man. Okay, the terrain is getting very bad looking. I don't know why there's an issue. It's lying because... well, maybe we do go higher up because, Jesus, if it's not going to load the ground in, that's just unacceptably bad looking. Alright, let's climb out. We're going to climb straight through this. But we got to get away from this ugly looking ground because I can't really restart the flight, so... go to 6,000. Alright, it just loaded the ground back in a little better. Now that I have changed what I'm doing. Thank you, game, for not being stable whatsoever. Are we gonna get above by 6,000? It's gonna be close. So The river continues on off that way to Wien. Probably Wien, more properly said. We're gonna go past Michelbach. And then we are going to head into Slovakia. Alright, so we're just really in line with the clouds, but that's fine. We can punch through them. We've got the de-icing capabilities, so I'm more worried about the vision than anything, and the window heat should work, which I think it already has. Couple of spots that haven't cleared up, but yeah, so just a lot of small farmland, not giant fields like what we have in the US. We can back this off. Okay, and 24 minutes out. Some wind farms up ahead. There is possibly a mountain range, but I think it's actually just a river that's separating these two countries, so no, I don't think there will be. We may have some terrain as we get in to the country, but I don't think there's going to be a whole lot. It looks like it's just a bit of rolling hills around here. Taking a look outside. Just a mismatch of fields. Kind of surprised modern day hasn't really adapted and just started doing bigger stuff, but maybe that's not the way. Maybe that's just the US way of industrial farming. Tons of little communities scattered all around here. Got maybe a water tower or a radar over there on the hill. Probably radar. Off to our right. Just a little hill, river heading south. Just lots of fields and turbines. And not a straight road anywhere. I don't know if it's because of hills or what, but holy crap, they refuse to do straight lines. Into the clouds. Alright, so our larger town should be coming up over here. If we get the clouds to see it. May not be able to see it. Or it's just that. I think it's just that, actually. Is there a smaller town down here? Yep. Alright, so that is the larger town there. Not very large. It's at a bit of an intersection, though. A bunch of little highways extending out from it. Got a tiny little ring road around it. We got a, what looks to be a major highway here. A5. Got a town over here on the highway. Possibly that's Shriek. And back into the clouds, but these are, I think, a little less dense. As wide as they are. Alright, so 19 minutes out. Ground speed 147. So I don't think we're actually getting too much of a headwind now. Doesn't look like we have much of a crosswind. Yeah, and it's just crazy how many small little fields there are this whole way. And just scattered small towns everywhere. They're all essentially linked up. Then we got the river up here, and that, I believe, is the border. Sometimes you can see culture differences just instantly. Sometimes it all just blends together and you would have no idea that the country has changed. So we will see, because we really can't at the moment. .5 minutes. Giant forest area there. So yeah, the border. Make sure I am getting the country correct. Because, yep, it's Slovakia. Maybe? Okay, yeah. So Vienna is the town that was further south that everything's leading to. But that is not the native name. We are crossing over into Slovakia, fairly far north, almost to the border of Czech. Not quite there. There's the river. So, can I find out what the Americanized name of this town we're going to is? We don't have one. It's just Piešťany. It got very white out. Right as we crossed. We're never gonna know what's under us now. There we go. See a little bit of ground. Okay, we may have to drop down a bit. Yeah, it looks like it's just going to be this the whole way at this altitude. We could go higher, but that's no fun. So let's head down to 45. Very indecisive flying here. Hopefully, we can get out of these clouds, see a bit. Landscape has changed. Looks like a lot less farming, but it could also just be a lot less detail in the world map due to a different country. A lot more trees though, that's for sure. Yeah, there was definitely a big change right at the border there. the ceiling is pretty low. Alright, so we do have a bit of hill. It's nothing that we're gonna have to deal with, but not anything that we can, well, it's kind of a lot of terrain off over here. Oops. Yeah, the world just kind of changed there. A lot more trees. Then we got a lot more terrain as well. I think there's some outlines around this. This may just be a national forest. That's why. That's also something to consider. So yeah, it does start getting rockier, and Slovakia's got a whole lot of mountains through the center, and then right at the northern border as well, so we are still getting a little bit of icing. Well, we've been iced up since we went through the clouds, but we're going to grab a bit more here. I think let's just take it down to 4,000. From it as much as we can. We are 8 minutes out. Our elevation at the airport is 538. I doubt much of this terrain is over 25. And yeah, with this low ceiling, just want to scoot under it so that we can still see things. That is not an airport, even though it looks like one, but we do have an airport over there somewhere. Crazy, the weather just absolutely changed as well for us. It's darker skies. There we go. Back to the light clouds. Alright, so we got Little Valley running that way. How many more? Alright, so the mountains there, we're landing before we get to those. There's a river that goes down that. 7 minutes out. Just below us is Jablonica? Jablonica? Little town up here in the valley. Dobrovoda, maybe the name of the town. But again, we're getting into territory of me just not being able to say it because the letters that are on the map are not letters that I even know. Alright, what does it look like the wind is doing? Can't really tell from there. Let's take a look and see if, and I highly doubt it, we have any weather information. We do have a tower. Let's request a full stop landing.
Piešťany Tower, Oscar Echo. Alpha Alpha, November 1 tree miles west 4000. For to land.
Oscar Echo, Alpha Alpha, November Piešťany Tower.
Okay.
QH1020
Landing runway 1.
Left base runway 01.
Fly left base, runway 01, Alpha Alpha November.
Alright, so if we're gonna do that, let's get turned off this way. Heading select on. Go to the river. Let's go ahead and also drop down 26. We're heading to this little reservoir, and we'll come in over town and land to the north. Now that we're getting around some more towns, getting more of the farming happening, not quite as aggressive on the field size, making them as tiny as possible. Some very large buildings over here, probably power, although you would think that'd be along the river. Maybe it's just might be power. Might just be grain bins. They are circular. Alright. Bring back the power down here. Take a look and see. Airport is probably here. It is right along the river, so it's probably right there. Very long runway though for this small a town. Really not that much around it, but you never know. Oh, we have went past our altitude. Just gonna take that off. very wintry looking. Makes sense. Alright, so we got the highway and then a railroad, and we're actually just going to follow the railroad in, because it looks like the railroad pretty much goes next to the runway. So I can see the highway. Yeah, let's shut you up. Let's bring the speed back a bit here. Get our flaps down. I'm gonna go 2 clicks, and we're just gonna leave it at 2 clicks. Alright, I got the railroad in sight. We're gonna start turning. It's just about a 1/4 mile past this highway. And we're just going to follow that track into the runway.
Alpha Alpha November wind calm, cleared to land runway 01.
It's not working.
Clear to land
Okay.
runway 01.
There's our
Alpha,
runway.
Alpha November.
Ooh, it's a narrow one. Or it looks narrow. Too low right now. We're at a big enough airport, we're actually getting lights. It's fine though, we'll stay above. Or we'll try to get in line. There we go. One white. Two whites. Yeah, this is actually a pretty big town. Lots, like very dense. We're floating a bit here. Drop RPM all the way up. Little more power. Just skirting on too slow. I think that's been our biggest flaw, is going in too slow with this.
500.
Thanks for the update. God, trying to find a throttle position is hell. Man, it is pushing up now because we gained speed. There we go. Got it headed back down.
Minimums. Minimums.
A little low. That's fine.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Transporter from dispatch.
There we go.
Nice landing. Go to the parking and put your parking brake on. I'll be in touch.
Alpha Alpha
Transporter
November,
from
turn next
dispatch.
taxiway.
Clear the runway and taxi to parking.
That wasn't bad. What we 130? Okay. I'm happy with it. We use the reverse thrusters as well. Let's get turned off here. Very tight turn, but this thing should be able to do it. And then we got some
Alpha Alpha November,
very
contact
strange
ground on
setup.
118. 45.
Very strange setup over here on
118.
the rest of the airport.
45 Alpha Alpha November.
I don't think we can zoom in like we do on the others. Yeah, we can. I'm happy with that landing though. That went well. Gonna have to clean it up a little bit more before we get into really short stuff, but I think not going full flaps on a longer runway helped. This looks like a good enough spot to park. Yeah, winds were calm, so that also helped play a role. Parking brake on and shut her down.
Transporter. Disembarkation in progress. Stand by.
So let's take a look at our fuel. We had a lot of fuel left, but using 300, 350 an hour, we were definitely getting close, but I've kind of got a good idea now on what we can get for fuel. Let's hop out and look at it. We're all good. All the ice came off of it. And here we are.
Transporter. All the passengers have disembarked. Good job.
Let's,
See you soon.
let's go take a quick look around in free cam. So
Let's go.
you see, oh, we could have went over here. It looks like there's actually a building there for passengers. Oh well, we were doing private stuff. Yeah, so here's the town. It's not very large, but when you start throwing these complexes into the middle of town, you start getting a pretty dense population. Now, does the train actually stop here? It does. And that is why it's so close into the city. And yeah, then we got this little reservoir over here. Back here we got this over here. I have no idea what it is. I don't think flying over to it's going to tell us, but probably power. Or it could just be some industrial plant. And Yeah, I can't really tell. Just looks like we got some D-cell batteries here, but I believe there's supposed to be big cooling towers, but for some reason we're not made into cooling towers. But yeah, I bet this is power, although with it not being right on the river, that's strange. There's definitely a whole lot of power coming into it or out of it, because we got this big transformer area back here, plus all these lines rolling in. So, yeah, cool little flight, and no idea where we're headed next, but we'll just continue across Europe, hopping around and taking a look at what it's got to offer. So, thanks for watching.